The third U.S. company to ever hit a $3 trillion market cap is NVIDIA, right behind Microsoft and Apple. In this video, I'm going to break down the story behind NVIDIA, the incredible founder, Jensen Huang, how he turned an initial $300 investment with two other partners into this $3 trillion company, and how one man's vision is transforming the world of computing and paving the way for the AI revolution. Hey, if you're new, welcome. I'm Julie McCoy. I break down the important things you need to know on the road to powerful AI, aka AGI, and how to prepare with wisdom and integrity. Right now, there is a worldwide demand for NVIDIA's hardware to power demanding Gen AI workloads. Every major lab depends on NVIDIA for its hardware. The founder, Jensen Huang, was born in the 60s in Taiwan. When he was 9 years old, his family moved to the US. He had an early passion for technology and engineering and earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. He went on to Stanford University, earning a master's degree in electrical engineering. Jensen is one of the few founders I follow, study, and learn a lot from that actually wasn't a college dropout. Bill Gates, Steve Wozniak, Mark Zuckerberg, Rachel Ray are just a few of the big names out there that never finished college. Even Oprah Winfrey. Those were college dropouts that have built empires today. But not Huang, with a master's in electrical engineering from Stanford. Interestingly enough, Huang's first job worked at AMD in the 80s before starting NVIDIA. So he started in the semiconductor industry. He also worked at LSI Logic, where he began to understand microprocessors. It was there that he saw an untapped potential of graphics processing for computing. Others saw graphics as this niche market, but Huang saw visual computing as central for how we would interact with technology. In 1993, over a meal at Denny's, Jensen, along with Chris Malachowski and Curtis Preem, decided to found NVIDIA, and they wrote the idea on a napkin. They pulled together a $40,000 investment to start this now $3 trillion company, and guess how much came from Jensen? Just $300. Their vision was to create specialized processors for 3D graphics. They saw that the future of computing would be visual. 2 years later, NVIDIA launched its first product, the NV1, and this laid the groundwork for what was to come. The first initial product launch was actually a flop. Huang has been famously quoted for saying, "The harder the problem, the more important it is to solve." This philosophy guided NVIDIA through its early struggles, and it set the stage for some pretty remarkable breakthroughs. In 1997, the graphics chip Riva 128 was released, and this outperformed all competitors, and it put NVIDIA on the map. In 1999, NVIDIA was behind the first GPU, aka Graphics Processing Unit. This was a new category of technology. Fast forward from 1999 to 2015, Google developed something called the TPU, a Tensor Processing Unit, which is an AI accelerator, application-specific integrated circuit. So GPUs were developed for graphics rendering, TPUs and even NPUs, neural processing units, were purpose-built for AI and machine learning workloads. Today, 2024 and beyond, NVIDIA is releasing super chips. That's the Blackwell B200 GPU, releasing this fall. Minor hiccup where it was delayed, but once released, NVIDIA claims it will reduce cost and energy consumption by 25 times over their previous chip, the H100. And when they put out a press release about this, every single major AI lab CEO provided a quote. That's how important NVIDIA's superchips are to the world of artificial intelligence. Jensen Huang's vision has guided NVIDIA since the beginning. If you study how they originally invented GPUs, and then from there, CUDAs, parallel computing platforms that allow developers to use GPUs for non-graphics computations, well, that's because Huang saw what others didn't, a way to apply GPUs in the emerging field of AI and deep learning. Huang found out that the same properties that made GPUs great at rendering graphics, the ability to perform all these calculations simultaneously, also made those ideal for the complex computations required in AI and machine learning. Huang has this product culture where he says we are always willing to throw our own products under the bus. Nothing is proven tried and true until it is. And this one core value has really kept NVIDIA at the forefront of all of this, willing to test, apply, retest, reapply where others saw a stopping point. Now, NVIDIA is powering the development of self-driving cars. They're accelerating medical imaging and drug discovery, analyzing complex genetic data, and enabling breakthroughs in particle physics. One other core piece of the company culture that Huang fosters is this idea of failing. He says if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. He really encourages his team to think big and not be afraid to fail, because it's through failure that you learn how to win. It's not every day that a company comes up right behind Microsoft and Apple as the third company in the entire US to reach a $3 trillion market cap. So I wanted to put together this story and share it with you as some inspiration. If you've followed NVIDIA's journey, you have thoughts on Jensen Huang's leadership style, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. As always, hit subscribe on my channel here at Julie McCoy if you haven't, and I look forward to seeing you down the next AI rabbit hole.